Good evening, everyone. How are you guys doing? It's your girl Janine with Symphony Reads Ministry. Please, by all means, visit us on Facebook. We are Symphony Reads Ministry, and you can also look up our username to find us. If you wanted to do a search, is at Symphony Reads with an S, and you can find us on Facebook. We also have an Instagram. I think that's just Symphony at Symphony Reads as well. Um, you can always give us a call. We love to hear from you. Anything that you may have, anything that we can probably help you with, support you through, encourage you. We love to hear from you. 240-681-9275. That number is 240-681-9275. You can also give us email. We love to hear from you that way as well. And that's 240. Oh, Lord, I'm about to give you the number again. The email is symphonyreads@gmail.com. That is symphonyreads with an S at gmail.com. And you can always like us on Facebook and do a comment, and we will always respond back to you. And if there's any topics that you ever would like to just hear our perspective on and do and cover, we would love to do that as well. Just let us know, and we'll see what we can do to make that an episode. I will be honest. Today was emotionally just not a good day. So I really thought not to do a video. And just because I just wasn't sure how I would be, And, but, I said, we're going to press. We're going to try to press through this. And that's one of the points of, doing the monthly positive thinking, encourage, inspiration, daily motivation every day, before the calendar year. So, and that was one of the reasons, because, it's easy to just get into those dark places in our minds, whatever that dark place is for you, if it even is a dark place, or have those negative thoughts that can run through your mind. And, and sometimes we have to block it out. We have to, start to flood our minds with the positive things, or things that just encourages us, uplift us, makes us laugh, makes us smile. And so that's why I said, I literally was laying down, lights were out, and I was just not going to do it. And then I said, no, get up, do it, press through if you can. And it was one of those times that I could just really press through. So it's a time that I can just really press through. But just Symphony Reads, we are dedicated to inspiring, motivating, and encouraging all through struggles of life. And every day is not necessarily a good day for any of us. And we all put on, I believe, our smiley faces a lot, and try to just press through. We still go to work, we still do the tasks that we have to do on a daily basis. I still communicate with God. I still pray when I'm feeling like this. I still journal to get a lot of whatever it is I'm feeling out. And maybe I'll do a video after this, just about just what's going on today and kind of why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. But anyway, let's get into our daily positive thinking, inspiration, motivation for today. Today is February 13th, and it says this is a very easy one today. It says, don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Will Rogers. That's a quote he has stated. And I like this because it's very short and to the point. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. And I will say I have had problems with that before, you know. And let's say I had a really bad yesterday and or something happened at work and I would just fixate on it for days. It'd be crazy. And it's like I just can't I couldn't let whatever was happening go. And it's like it's past. There's nothing I can do about it. It's past. It's done. You know, I would just I would fix on it, and I'd be like, really, 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 what you need? And I would play it over in my head all day long. I'll play it over my head. And then I'm not really focused on the task that I need to have done for that day because I'm still in the past at that point, and sometimes things that happen from when I was younger, I used to stay on it, and I never dealt with it. And I think when I think of this post here is we all go through things in life, and that is true. We all have good days, bad days. We all have just unfortunate circumstances that happen, whether we were prepared for them or not, whatever the situation may be. And I say take it for what it is. And if it's a situation that you need to just grieve, I say grieve it. But, let today be today and what you need to do today. And all we can do, honestly, is just move forward. And that's just where I'm at in my mind. We have to move forward. I have to move forward. And, try to make this day, with whatever it encompasses, a good, beautiful day, and learn from whatever happened yesterday that maybe we can stay so focused on, and just make that mind effort that okay, we're not going to bring that into today, we're not going to bring that negativity into today, we're not going to bring that madness into today, but what can I take away? What is my lesson? What have I learned? Maybe, pay more attention to details. I don't know. Really watch what you say. Because sometimes, mouths can get us in trouble, all of us. And, sometimes we're saying things that, and not necessarily being sensitive to another person's, outlook. And I always believe that there's a way to say what you have to say without it being cruel or cruel intent, so if that's what it was, and you had an argument, well, what was my part of the argument, like to why we're arguing and stuff. I'm sorry, this is my cat. She knows I'm having a rough day, so she won't leave my side for lack of better words. She won't leave my side. So she's actually just, making herself very comfortable. She won't even go stay with the kids. And she's been like this since we've had her. We've had her since she was a baby, for 6 years. So she knows my mama isn't always feeling her best, because that's the only time, and I do mean the only time, that she wants to be around me, like lay up on me. And so we call her mama's service animal. And she's to make me feel better. She's to make me feel better. And it does. It warms me because she gets real close and want to cuddle and stuff like that. But I'm sorry, I just totally reverted because I'm sorry about that. But she's the sweetest. She's the sweetest cat in the world to me. But anywho, getting back. So whatever you can take from what you need to bring and learn, so that you can make the next day a better day, a better situation. then you can think about those things that maybe, like I said, whatever it was that happened, that you can change. And there are certain things that we can't change, and there's certain things we just can't change. You know what I'm saying? But we can change our attitudes, we can change our outlooks, on things. We can choose to think better, do better, and work on those type things. But to just stay fixated on whatever happened yesterday or months, weeks ago, I think it puts you in a trap, and time, I'm gonna tell you, you can get paralyzed, seriously, just by being so focused on that particular moment, that particular time, to the point where when you come out of it, it's like, what was I doing? Months has passed, days has passed. I'm telling you, it's a real, like, life is still happening around you. And it's just like when you come out that fog, and it's like, well, what was I doing for these, what was I doing? And, just that's a real thing. I know I've had that happen where I stayed in a very bad place these years ago. I stayed in those very bad places, and I just kept dwelling on something that it already passed, and I could not change it. Period. Point blank. End of the story. And then when I really came out of that fog and funk, and I was kind of, just kind of back to reality, so to speak, people were, everything had moved on. And I felt like, for me, it just felt like it was the next day when it was actually months, had passed. And yeah, I was living, but I was so, yeah, I couldn't even tell you what I was doing, because it literally just felt like I just dealt with that. It was like a day has passed, seriously. So, and we don't want that, nobody wants that, because life is still going to happen, and not everything is what we can control, period. And I like this verse. I love Matthew, the book of Matthew. I love this verse, Matthew 6:34. And it says, therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about its own things. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble. And I think this relates very well. I don't know what I did. Let me see. I don't know. I think this relates very well kind of to what we're talking about from the positive thinking. Is, it says sufficient is the day with its own trouble. Each day is going to have its set of things. If you're so focused, or if I'm so focused on the set of things that happened yesterday, then I'm not focused on what I need to be doing and need to focus on for today. You understand what I'm saying? And so I love this because, and then this one is just, it's like in reverse. It's not talking about yesterday, but it's talking about tomorrow. Like, you already on tomorrow, and you haven't even dealt with what's going on today. So it's kind of in reverse, where, in our positive thinking is saying you're so focused on what happened yesterday and whatever negativity that you brought it into your next day. So it kind of works both ways. Each day has its own set of things. And like I said, we can learn and move on. And that's hard, easier said than done. And I will absolutely say that. That is definitely harder, easier said than done. And some days are probably easier to do that, and some days aren't. And I will say, anything with practice of doing that, of physically doing that, is a good day, and I think it gets easier. It becomes like breathing. We don't think about how we breathe and why we breathe. We don't think about all the intricacies of our breathing, but we do it. And I think it's just the same thing. Again, write it down. Okay, what was it about yesterday you just didn't like? And what were the good points about yesterday that you didn't like? I mean, that you liked. Because I think every time we have a bad day, there's still some really nice highlights that happen in the day. You know what I'm saying? That you can find some good silver linings that has happened in the day and write those down. And then look at it and honestly, what can I do moving forward if this is bothering me? Is it the way that I acted? Is it something that I said? Was I being insensitive? Am I being too selfish? I mean, what can you do to change what is happening? You know what I'm saying? And and if you find that if you really look at it and I just felt like I was being extra mean that day. You know, we all have bad days. Okay, well, I'm going to do my best not to be so mean tomorrow or, the next day or this day. Or, I said something and it was really insensitive on me, or I could have said it a different way. Write that down. Take those pointers and then just move on with the day because it's done. It's nothing you can do. You can't go back and fix, but you can move forward and be better. And that's just my stint on that. You can't go back and fix anything, but you can move forward and just do better. So that's what I have for you today. That just put a little smile on my face. But that's what I have for you today. That was day 13. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and we'll have some good positive thinking. I think I've mentioned before, and I'm just wrapping this up. I think I mentioned this before since doing this, and we've been, since January, and it hasn't been like a terribly long time, but I know the headspace I was in January, even before January, before I started this, and where I'm at now. And I feel better. I don't feel like I'm as negative. I feel stronger. I don't feel like I'm in that dark place. And even if I'm still in a dark place, I definitely see some light, and I feel like I'm not crowded with so many negative thoughts and then just in that dark place. And that, I honestly, when I have these conversations, and I think, God speaks to me through other people and other situations and other things because I get confirmations a lot sometimes of, something someone said. And I'm like, I just talked about that very thing. Seriously, I just talked about that. Or, so, I think it's a blessing and I think it's just, a good exercise. And I just appreciate that you're walking this journey with me. And as always, please comment because this is just my perspective or just how I'm feeling and what's going on in my little piece of the world. And, I would love to hear how it's going for you and how can we encourage you even more through these times. And, this whole thing is just about it's just difficult time and how do we get through. And I don't want to shut myself off anymore. I don't want to do that. And I don't want anyone to shut themselves off. And I always just say, if I can help in any way to encourage anyone not to be in that space, or to stay in that space, then I feel like I've done something. And that's just, it means a lot. It really, really does mean a lot. And we can encourage each other because that's really what Symphony Reads is all about, just encouraging each other through those times in that space. And so, always comment. If you have a comment, leave a comment down in there. Anything you heard that maybe you really felt was interesting and maybe want me to expand on it, then I can, definitely do that. So let's make this a two-way street. But I thank you for taking the journey with me. I thank you for allowing me in your space and time, and you just taking the time to listen. it means the world to me. It means the world to my ministry. I think it means the world to just be able to open up. So peace and blessings to you all, and we'll see you tomorrow for February 14th.